Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to episode 192 of KT Confidential, the real estate podcast. In this episode, we talk about things to do before closing day. Enjoy. All right, so let's get going. So first, what to do before closing day. For number one.
Oh, he's right into it today.
Number one, contact your home insurance provider. Sure, yeah. I mean, anyone that you don't want to continue to pay for the wrong house needs to be contacted.
Well, here's the thing with insurance is a lot of people don't realize all the questions that they're going to ask by the insurance company.
You know what I can't stand is when real estate agents call me and say, hey, or text me. Here's a list of 20 questions about the house that I just helped my client buy that you were selling.
Right.
Can you answer them for me?
Does it have a fireplace?
Right. Like, no, I'm not going to do this for you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I generally
How
do
old
provide,
is the furnace?
Yeah, I will provide
How
them
old
with
is the
some
roof?
information. But
I don't know. Maybe you should have asked those questions before you bought it.
So true. So true.
Yeah, but no, seriously. Insurance companies want to know age of the roof, age of the furnace. Is there a hot water tank? How old is it? Is it rented? Is there a sump pump? If it's a rural property, you got to know stuff about the well, the septic system.
Yeah.
If there's a fireplace, is it gas? Is it wood? Is it wet certified?
I wonder if that's something that people, I don't know how many people budget, like really budget, versus those who don't. What, is in your way?
It might be.
Oh, I don't think so, because he said the screen was hardly in, so it's probably okay. And he's shaking his head. Anyways, I wonder if people actually take into consideration an increase in insurance costs. Like, do
Especially
they actually
now.
call the insurance company and say, hey, what should I consider? That would be interesting to know. Like,
Very few people get a quote on insurance before purchasing.
I wouldn't.
You do it with
I
a
wouldn't.
car.
No, I didn't even do that.
Well, that's because you're
And then I got
daddy
screwed.
money bucks.
No, I got screwed. My rates went up $1,000 a year.
Right.
And then so that prompted me to shop around. I ended up finding something
Well,
cheaper than
when
what
I
was
traded
paying,
in
but-
my sedan for the SUV,
Yeah.
that was the first thing I did before signing on the dotted line was call the insurance company and say, oh, what are my premiums going to be?
Yeah. Was it less?
No, a lot more.
Oh, I figured bigger vehicles, safer, less insurance.
Well, I probably had a couple of tickets that they didn't notice.
Oh,
So,
that adds up.
right.
All right, next on. Move on to the next one. Contact the city. We've already joked about this one. You don't really need to contact the city. This is with regards to property tax.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason why you...
Well, it specifically says to ensure property tax arrears are paid.
Who wrote this blog?
This was Robin.
So we'll have to ask her what
Maybe
she's specifically
she's
referring
experienced in a circumstance where taxes weren't up to date and maybe it never got caught to the last minute.
to. You know what happens often, like a reason you would have to call the town or the city,
Yeah.
you might need the latest property tax bill,
Right.
and a lot of people don't keep it or get it electronically. They can't
It's
find
not
it.
easy to get. They make you go
it's
through
not.
a process.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not online.
Well, town of Milton, they had, what is it called? E-Post. They had the ability to
I've
get...
never used that service.
Well, it's expiring now in November, so...
Like it's obsolete?
Yeah.
The whole e-post company?
I don't believe so,
Just
but
Milton using it?
quite a few bills are no longer going to be able to post to e-post.
Interesting. All right, next. Contact a moving company. I suppose, yeah, of course. If you want to hire a mover, do it early.
A lot of moving companies are booked well in advance, like the good ones.
Yeah.
If you pick up the phone today and you're looking for a mover next week or later that week, and they say, yeah, no problem, we'll be there at 7:30.
Right. You probably don't want them moving you.
Yeah.
Unless they legitimately had a cancellation, which happens.
Yeah,
People,
maybe.
Deal
You're right.
falls through last minute.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That happens. Would you hire...
By the way, don't... To those of you hiring moving companies that maybe you found them on Kijiji or one of those apps. I won't mention any app names, but
Well, why not? You need to. Otherwise, they don't know what to look out for.
apps that match you with companies that may assist you in moving.
Okay.
Not all of them are properly vetted,
If any.
so be careful. Homestars is good. I've had good success
Well,
with
anything
Homestars.
where you get legit reviews.
But don't leave a deposit.
Do moving companies typically require a deposit?
Not the good ones.
I don't know about that, but okay. I'm trusting you.
They make you sign maybe a contract.
Yeah. Would you hire them to pack your stuff and move or just move?
You know, funny you should say that. We have a client that called me,
Okay.
and one of those sellers that's hemming and hawing about upgrading now that the prices have come down and an upgrade is a lot more feasible and reasonable. And their biggest concern, because they just moved, I want to say 3 times in the last 4 years,
Oh my goodness.
and they are done with moving, but they would like to upgrade. They knew this is not going to be their forever home, initially planned on being there 5-7 years, and what they said to me was, yeah, we would consider doing it now, but we don't want the headache of moving again. I said, well,
Right.
what is your biggest concern? Oh, we don't want to packing everything because they have a young child and all that, and they just got unpacked finally.
Right. Well, there's your solution.
Exactly. So I called one of our go-to moving companies, Rockstar Movers. I'll give them a shout out. Brian and his team always do a great job. And they do offer that service, and it's actually very reasonably priced. So they come in, they pack up your stuff, and take it
Like,
to
would
the
they
new
go
house.
through your drawers and pack your clothes and everything?
I don't know. I didn't get into details, but think about celebrities and athletes that
Right.
have properties.
Sure, they're not doing anything.
Literally not doing anything.
Yeah.
Somebody's going in there and packing it all up properly, taking it to the new house.
I
and
mean, you
even
might have
unpacking
you might
it.
have a few things you'd want to do on your like valuables,
Right.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah, sex toys you don't want anybody else handling.
Well, they're probably already packed in a box of some sort, I would think.
How many times we've gone to people's homes and there have been miscellaneous toys left out?
Oh, one of our one of our cleaners.
By the way, this is an X-rated, R-rated, XXX rated.
Somebody on our team found a penis pump at at one of our listings. That was a first for me.
That tea almost went all over your MacBook.
But
a
Steve-
penis pump. What's a penis pump?
I guess as you get older, if you have issues having an erection, use a pump to assist. I don't know from experience, but that's what it is. And then Steve Bruman
Florencia, close your ears.
sent us a picture of a huge dildo that he found behind a door in a bedroom, just on the floor, just laying on the floor.
They're using it as a
A
door stop.
It was big, so it would work, I'm assuming.
I'm really going to Google what the hell a penis pump is.
Okay. All right, moving on to the next one.
Why would you want your penis in a pump?
Well, maybe you'll find out when you're 70.
That's what Viagra and Cialis are for, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people use it so much they become desensitized to it.
Okay.
Collect moving boxes.
So,
Do you want to go back to this? Okay.
it was just out there on the nightstand?
I mean, it was visible. They weren't digging through their drawers. So I don't know exactly where it was.
All right, tip 1 to sellers. Put that stuff away before the realtor gets there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we had
All
a
right.
painter come. It was a friend. And we hired him to do some painting while we were away. So we intentionally had these like furry handcuffs and stuff. So we left them out on the bed, and then you text me when we found them. All right. Start collecting moving supplies in boxes. Amazon's great for that. I always toss those out right away. But if I knew I was moving, I would certainly strategically keep certain ones that were of substantial size.
Well, the nice thing with the Amazon boxes is they use the good packing tape, like on their,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, with like the string through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good quality.
Yeah. So here's a tip. I think I may have said it in a podcast a couple of years ago. Order like paper towel as an example. Paper towel on Amazon is usually
you get it in a huge box.
It's usually pretty well priced.
Yeah.
Like equivalent to what you would pay at Walmart or the Superstore or Sobeys or whatever. And they ship it in a really good sized box with that good tape at the bottom.
Yeah.
So that is a perfect moving box. And if you were to buy a box like that, like go to Home Depot or one of the moving supply stores.
A few bucks.
Yeah.
For sure.
Probably $3.
Yeah.
$2 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the tape.
Yeah.
So you have a few orders of things like that, of supplies that you're going to need or use anyway.
Well, she also made a good point on here is post on local Facebook groups. I see people offering stuff like that all the time. So if you want to save some money, go to local whatever pages you're on and let people know you're looking.
Right.
You may get somebody that just moved and has 3 dozen boxes sitting there.
Well, remember end of 2020, going through COVID, I was ordering, literally, still do now, but it's more manageable, ordering everything online and a lot through Amazon. One of my garages, do you remember? Was full, stacked of boxes because I hadn't broken them down. We would get 3-4 boxes a day, and we would just toss it in there. I have
to break them down almost right away because otherwise it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have boxes kicking around, and they want to get rid of it.
And then label your boxes. We were talking about this before we started talking about this.
We were talking about this before. Yes. Off air, on air?
Yes.
Yes. You ever seen that Seinfeld episode? Was it a Seinfeld episode? It must have been where they... I can't... There's a bunch of boxes. I think it... Jen? Was it a Seinfeld episode where there were... Somebody was moving or they were transporting something and there were boxes with the address and the label.
And they all fell off. And use the label maker that Elaine had given some guy.
The label
maker sucked.
Yeah, it all
and then
peeled
they all
off.
The
fell off.
re-gifted label maker.
I didn't watch Seinfeld religiously. Apparently you
The re-gifted label maker. Come on, that is... Well, maybe you got to be a Seinfeld fan to remember it, but this label maker got re-gifted, and then I won't go through the whole story, but somebody used it, and the labels, the glue on the labels was probably old or whatever. They put the labels on the moving boxes, and during the shipment of those boxes, the labels fell off, peeled off.
So the moral of that story is use a marker.
If it's a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Couple of tips on cardboard boxes. A lot of people, when they move, they'll put the boxes in the basement. Concrete, if it's an unfinished basement.
Right.
Concrete naturally retains moisture.
Yes.
You put the cardboard on the concrete, the cardboard is now going to suck up that moisture, and it's going to get mold, mildew. Why are you laughing at me?
Nothing. Continue. Just certain things I keep in my head. It's fine. Let's move on to the next one. Contact utility companies. Oh, no. Sorry, I skipped one. Contact a cleaning company.
For move out, move in, clean.
Well, this is specifically, cleaning the house before the new owners take possession. You don't have to, but I think it's a nice gesture. I've had clients that have shown appreciation for houses they've moved into that were really clean.
I think if you don't do a nice clean or hire somebody to do a nice cleaning for the new owners after you've moved out all your crap, it's kind of disrespectful.
To a degree, for sure. But the other, I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing a deep clean because they're probably going to do their own.
100%.
But do a clean of some degree.
Get your body hairs out of the sink and
sure.
the tub, and give the toilet a nice scrub.
Well,
and
realistically, it's not happening all the time because there's times when we're showing houses where they haven't done that.
I agree.
It's not something I would expect often.
But in that circumstance,
yes,
as a realtor that is earning a commission, whether you're the buyer or seller, realtor, somebody throw in a couple of $100 and get the place cleaned.
If there was an issue, I wouldn't hesitate to jump in and have that done.
I mean, if the seller's realtor didn't take that step to have it cleaned during the process of selling, I doubt that person's going to throw in a couple of $100 to get it cleaned. But maybe the buyer agent says, hey, let me send my cleaners over. They won't do a deep clean, but at least get it. We do those things from time to time.
The house is going to get messy in the process of moving in as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we do, and I wouldn't hesitate to.
The other things to keep in mind if you are buying a home, so this is tips before moving.
Right.
We haven't really talked about, we're talking more about sellers right now, but we should talk about the buying side of it too.
Well, it all goes...
Because the buyers should contact the insurance company.
This applies to everybody, really.
Yes. So...
Well, then it's titled What to Do the day before... What to Do Before Closing Day.
Right. So if you're the buyer, I would also get the ducts cleaned.
Yeah. And carpets, if there's carpets.
Yeah. Get out any...
Before you move all your stuff in.
Get out any dander, any dust, any smells.
And that's why it's nice not to close the exact same day on two properties. So
never close on the same day if you can avoid it, because that just becomes a clusterfuck.
Contact utility companies, which is followed by forward your mail.
Utility companies, yes. They'll want to know.
You do have to do.
Yeah.
Forward your mail. I have clients now who a year later are calling me saying, hey, I had mail delivered. I forgot to update this.
So annoying.
Like, nowadays everything's being delivered. So yes, update your mail, do mail forwarding through Canada Post, but also go into all of your Amazon profiles that you have for ordering, change the addresses there. Any companies you order from, update it.
You know what a good trick? Here's a tip and trick for you.
All right.
Go through your last 90 days of billing in your accounts that you pay for things like your checking and your Visa, and just see where you're spending your money.
Yeah.
And those are all likely the places where...
Well, things like Chef's Plate or whatever those food delivery services are.
Sure.
You don't want to be delivering your meals to the new owner.
Yeah. And your friends and family.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What, your friends and family never send you a birthday card?
I suppose. Yeah, twice a year you get a letter, maybe at Christmas and birthday.
Totally off topic, but we usually hang a
string
somewhere in the room and put the cards on there. I've noticed
fewer and fewer.
Either people like us less, or, well, I don't know. How many cards did you get last year? Is that trending for you too?
We put them out on the
console
media
table
console thing. Yeah, or it's not a media console, but a console table. Yeah. I don't know.
That wasn't my question.
Oh, is it a trend in terms of a declining number of...
Yeah, not if it's a trend to put your Christmas cards on
I thought we were
display.
talking decor or something. I haven't really paid that much.
Have you guys noticed that? Fewer and fewer Christmas cards?
I don't know.
Get mic'd up. Come on.
I'm part of the generation that's kind of like, don't send me one of those.
Yeah. I like the ones where,
Type of person.
well, I like the ones where they send you a picture of the family and a long update on what's happening,
Yeah.
right? Like say this is what's happening this
Yeah.
year. Little Susie is graduating, whatever. Da, 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 da,
We
da.
always defer to Susie.
I don't know. It was just ingrained in my mind. But I like those things because you don't speak with people often, and years can go by where you don't call or see them or whatever, and maybe that you don't have that close relationship with them, but you still care.
Yeah.
So I like getting that stuff.
You get the photo, you're like, whoa, they got old.
Yeah. Oh, that kid grew up ugly. Contact your
Not
lawyer
sending him a Christmas card.
a week or two before closing.
Lawyer?
Yeah, lawyer will usually call you and say, hey,
You want to contact a lawyer right after you purchase and the deal is firm, just to make sure that they
Yeah.
can take on your deal.
well, I think that's assumed. I'm assuming this is more now that you've gone through that process and you're nearing closing. You need to schedule the appointment to do the paperwork. Yes, you do, but the lawyer will usually facilitate that. They'll usually call you. They'll usually initiate that conversation.
Read the blog, folks. Robin's got all the details.
Arrange for childcare, pet care. You will be busy on moving day. If possible, having care arranged for your children or pets will make things much easier. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's a good point.
You don't have to read the blog. Adrian's reading it for you.
I probably
Welcome to Audible.
I probably would have had my kids carrying boxes though.
Well, you're just a slave driver, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I think they would enjoy it. You give them little tasks, get
Yeah.
them involved.
Kind
I
of
guess it depends on the age of the
kind of
kids.
like going on vacation. You get them those little rolling luggages.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
Keys. Arrange with your realtor to leave the keys in the lockbox. So that's relatively new since COVID started. We've been doing that for a couple of years.
Yep.
The key exchange used to occur at the lawyer's office, which I always thought was weird. It's a pain in the ass.
Totally weird and a pain in the ass, especially if your lawyer's in a different town or
Right.
whatever.
Keys are already at the house.
So previously, the one lawyer would have to get the keys delivered to the other lawyer, and
Yeah.
then the buyer has to go to that lawyer to pick up the keys.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And if you're using somebody out of town, which some people do,
yeah.
especially now that things can be done remotely.
Yep.
So it makes more sense. So yeah, keys are typically left in the lockbox, and the lockbox code is released to the buyers once the property is closed.
Yeah.
Or
And if you're a
once the
seller
transaction's closed.
and you want to help out the buyer and do the right thing, gather all the keys, put them all together, label them, put them on the kitchen counter. If there's a mailbox and a mailbox key, let them know what mailbox number.
That's a common call I get.
Very common. Where the mailbox is. Oftentimes people wonder, is that the mailbox? Is that the mailbox?
You can also call Canada Post. And if you don't have a key, they'll just come and replace the lock.
Yeah, but that's an extra,
No, I know.
As a buyer, you don't want to be dealing with that
No,
stuff.
of course not. But if I'm just saying it's not the end of the world if you don't have it.
And again, seller, gather all the warranties and manuals and any documents that you think the new owner would appreciate having.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's actually in your agreement of purchase and sale, so you want to do your best to fulfill that.
And then start preparing an essentials bag.
Let's just go back. We can talk about the essentials bag. I think that's important, especially kids and pets.
Yeah.
Note of pets. Send them to camp for a couple of days.
Yeah, pets for sure. I once had a cat. We moved.
Congratulations.
We
I
moved.
once had a cat.
We moved.
Ian's
and
very excited about that.
I was I don't know how old I would have been. It was as a kid we only moved once, and in that
Accidentally packed the cat.
in that move we couldn't find the cat, so everybody moved in. Nobody knew where the cat was. I mean, I'm sure the door was open and closed a lot. So
And then you hear the scratching of the box.
no,
I thought this story was good.
one of the air returns was off, so we thought the cat went in the air return. So we were, looking with flashlights and freaking out because our cat was, the family pet, loved it, obviously. Ended up finding it in a drawer, somebody's dresser drawer. Yeah.
It's already packed it.
Yeah, so pack your cats. Start preparing an essentials bag.
Essentials bag, what should that include?
Snacks for the kids.
For everybody.
Sure. Yeah. Well, in here, I'll just tell you what Robin thinks it should include.
Read the blog. Read the blog if you're listening. Read the
if you
blog.
got this far, go to the website, read the blog. One thing that
toilet paper, paper towel. You're not going to have any of that accessible, especially if it wasn't left behind.
And a few outfits. I don't know if I would bother with that.
It depends on the time of the year, too. Like if it's dead of summer, you're going to want some, refreshments.
Yeah.
Middle of winter, you might want extra sweaters. And
one thing that wasn't mentioned that is important if you are a buyer moving into your new house is, which we've talked about before, and we do, but changing the locks and resetting any digital entries. So any keypad entries, any remote entries, garage door opener, usually press and hold the reset button for X number of seconds and it deletes all of the saved codes.
You know how many times I get a call from an agent, a buyer's agent? Oh,
what's the code?
What's the code for the garage door opener?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I'm like, buddy, take your 3-step ladder, hit the reset button, and put your own code in.
Why would you want to use somebody else's code?
I don't know. And a lot of cars now, you don't use the old clicker remotes. You're using the built-in, whatever you call it. So they still...
HomeLink?
HomeLink.
I don't know if that's
I think that's like a GM branded thing, HomeLink. Anyway, that's what it is, right? Like,
yeah. So you don't want neighbors or previous owners getting access, so reset it.
Reset everything.
There you go. Happy moving day.
Yeah, I can't think if we've missed anything, but if anybody listening or watching has tips for that, this is good stuff that everybody wants to know and hear.
Or any fun stories. I like stories.
Fun moving stories.
Fun moving stories. Things you found.
Actually, we should do that. Compile stories from our followers.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do, that would be a good live TikTok.
Yeah, we could do that. Well, Florencia was listening to true crime one day. I came in here, she had this true crime podcast playing. We could do similar, like get these.
What is okay, I'm going to have
stories
to
and
check out this true crime podcast. It's a podcast?
Yeah. So we could do a similar podcast with true moving day stories. Right. Something like that. And you have to be very, you have to. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good day. Good podcast.
Thanks for coming out.
That's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Make sure you subscribe and comment. We need to know what questions you have, and we'll address them in an upcoming episode.
Stories. Moving stories.
Oh, right. Moving stories. If you have a moving story, something you found, something, I don't know, any moving stories, we want to hear them.